this foundation that is going to be working on our 450th birthday of St. Augustine, and we got to thinking, hey, the people who are very important in this birthday thing are the people who are our youth. And so we really wanted to have what we call the Youth Ambassador Program and let you all be the youth ambassadors and really take part in what we're doing here for the 450th. So we're so excited you're here, and I'm hoping that you'll keep coming for 4 years here. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I agree.
And then those of you who are in the 8th grade, you will be seniors whenever we have our big 450th birthday here for St. Augustine. So that's pretty exciting. And then you all will all be in high school eventually, and so what we'll have is a core of high school students who are doing that. So I am your fearless leader here. I am not young, but I'm fun, and I think you'll have a good time with us. And I want to introduce some other.
Down south, I was born in West Palm Beach and raised in Gainesville, Florida. Go Gators! And I started at Flagler as a freshman. I graduated and I went to work for the United States Senate. So I was in Jacksonville for a little while and Washington, D.C. for a little while. And I came back here to St. Augustine because history is one of my favorite things. How many of you by a show of hands like history? Well, history is one of my favorite things. And I heard about this great opportunity when I was working for the U.S. Senate. I was up in D.C. and we were working on legislation that would commemorate St. Augustine, the nation's oldest city. So Congress actually passed a bill. I don't know if the Magic School Bus is still around, that show. Do you all still watch?
Oh, I remember that show.
Yeah, remember that show? This is the Magic.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys remember? Does anybody remember Schoolhouse? Does anybody remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Schoolhouse Rock has the best. All of you should write this down and get it from the library. Schoolhouse Rock has a great lesson on the life of a bill and how a bill actually passes through Congress, through the House, and then through the Senate to become law. And that's what this commemoration did. Legislators up in D.C. were reading about St. Augustine and reading about our history, and they recognized that this was a very important place and that we needed to commemorate St. Augustine with programs, events, festivals, students, education, getting the curriculum updated to say that St. Augustine is actually where it all started. And that's where you all play a very, very, very important role. St. Augustine is important to me because I'm first-generation American, so my parents actually weren't born in this country. My parents are both Cuban, and coming to St. Augustine means a lot to me because I come back and it feels a lot like home. There's Spanish architecture, there's Spanish food and language, and that's really important when you're coming to a place and you really want to see the genesis of a starting point. It means a lot to be from somewhere.
As the mayor of the nation's oldest city, it's my pleasure to stand as a very, very special mayor, because there's only one nation's oldest city. And the exciting thing about learning everything you're going to learn to be an ambassador, a youth ambassador, is that most of the grown-ups you run into won't know it either. So as you learn about the city, your ambassadorship will be to everyone that comes here to St. Augustine. Now, St. Augustine has close to 4.5 million visitors every year. That's a lot of people. You see them when you go downtown, the tourists that come, and as they walk around, unless they're reading pamphlets or reading brochures, they're not going to know where they are and how special it is. All they know is that it looks special. St. Augustine looks like no other city in the United States. St. Augustine interprets the second Spanish colonial period, and when you tell people that, they'll go, wow, this person's pretty sharp. St. Augustine has had the most unique history of any city, because when you're the oldest, there's nothing happened in this United States that didn't have a resonating component here in St. Augustine. But a lot of people don't know that before St. Augustine was here, in Northeast Florida, there were close to 100,000 indigenous Native Americans living in Northeast Florida. The Tamaqua, the Palusas, there's lots of different ones. None of them are left now. But there was a thriving, active society right here in Northeast Florida. People think, oh, the Indians were just sitting around campfires eating deer meat and gator tail. That's not true. They had a very highly developed society. So when Juan Ponce de Leon came here from Spain in 1513, does anybody know why he stopped in Florida in 1513? Well, on April 7th. Anybody?
That's why you're here.
Yeah, you've heard that he was looking for the Fountain of Youth. Well, you know, you've seen the new Johnny Depp movie, you never know. But on April 7th, he had to come ashore to celebrate an Easter Mass. It was Easter time. And they didn't like doing that aboard ship, so they came ashore. Nobody knows exactly where Ponce de Leon came ashore. So if you go to the Fountain of Youth, that's an attraction, and why not? Who knows? Maybe he came ashore there. We know Pedro Menendez did. But in 1513, Ponce de Leon stopped in Florida and claimed this world for Spain. Now, in 1513, he was cursed at in Spanish by the indigenous population. So somebody had been by here before, but they weren't officially from the country of Spain. They didn't claim it for Spain. And more importantly, remember this, who we taught that discovered America? Christopher Columbus, right. Christopher Columbus never made it to the mainland. He never got to the New World. He was busy running around the Bahamas playing Captain King of the Bahamas. He never made it to Florida. Never made it to the mainland. So the mainland of Florida and in the United States was really discovered by an Hispanic explorer. That's a story we're going to tell. We've got lots and lots of things for you to learn. And as the mayor, I'm proud that you're volunteering, because as an ambassador, your people are coming to you. You don't have to go out as an ambassador like a lot of ambassadors do. They're coming to you. So if you're on a street corner somewhere and somebody is wondering what's the significance of this or of that, then you'll be able to answer.